Hi everyone, Dumpster Dolly here. I know I look pretty extreme today, but this is the makeup that I did. And today's tutorial is basically just going to be about blending. Yeah, I'm going to teach you guys about blending. Like I said, this is the look I'm doing. It's a very bright lime green blended into black with like a kind of cut crease thing going on. So I already have my eyebrow drawn on and the white highlight underneath it. I did that using NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and Wet n Wild's single eyeshadow in Sugar, I think it's called. It's just a shimmery white. I'm going to show you through all the different techniques and all the different brushes I have, how I blend and apply eyeshadow. So I'm going to start out with my Jumbo Eye Pencil, and I'm going to, you have to make sure it's nicely sharpened, and I'm just going to tip the corner of my eye in white, like so. This helps make your eye look bigger, and it helps tie together the look a bit better, in my opinion. So just like that. Then I'm going to go in with my eye pencil, line my eye, and pretty much cover my entire lid up to my eyebrow with this pencil. Now this should go without saying, but if you don't want to have as much eyeshadow on as I have, then you can put less white underneath it. And what I do is I blend the edges out, especially in the inner corner, so it's not so drastically stark, I should say. And then I blend all the white just to smooth it out and make it even. So it's not necessarily a very bold white, but just light enough so that the color will show better and so that it will stick. Kind of like that. It's not perfectly even, but the eyeshadow will be covering pretty much all of this anyway. So now the thing with the Jumbo Eye Pencil is it creases quite easily, which means if you leave your eye open, it shows little lines where your eyelid is. So I like to work fast, and I like to put the shadow on before it starts to crease. Now right now I'm using an Essence eyeshadow that is a sparkly, really lime green, and I use this brush here. It's just a regular eyeshadow brush. It's nice and fluffy. I do prefer fluffier brushes for applying eyeshadow. And then I start a little bit after the white on the inner corner of my eye. And I apply however much eyeshadow I need. A good technique too with the Jumbo Eye Pencil is you pat it on like this, so it settles into the pencil and it stays a lot longer. If you do this and put the pencil under your eyeshadow, it'll stay much longer than if you just put the eyeshadow by itself, and it also wouldn't be as vibrantly green as this. So I think that's good. I went a little more than halfway across my lid, and I blended a little bit into the white in here. Now I'm going in with a little bit of a darker green. This one isn't as sparkly either. It's a NYX eyeshadow, and it's like a nice bright green. I dust off the brush on my hand and use the same brush to go over the rest of my eyelid. Now this is where the blending comes in. You drag the color a little bit into the lighter color, like this, and use nice soft motions. It's not very noticeable of a difference, but I like to do this and blend different greens to add different dimension to the look. And what I do is I just build up the color until I'm happy with how it looks. The thing with blending is you do have to practice and try to find your way around what you're doing. Find your footing, so to speak. I think that's good. Make sure there's a nice gradation. So I drag it into the lighter color just a little bit to blend it even more. And now I'm going to do the black. This is the tricky part, and this is the part most people have a lot of trouble with, is blending black, because it is the darkest possible thing you can put on, and it's hard to get a good gradation sometimes with black. So I use this brush here. It's a regular Crease brush, I think it's called, and Wet n Wild Panther, which is just the best black eyeshadow I've found, at least. And I just pat it on the corner of my eye. And then I go along, I drag it along to where I want it to end, which is about right there. And also I raise my eyebrows and shut my eye as best I can so I don't miss any areas. And then again, I slowly bring it into the other color using soft motions. Softer motions as I go, so it blends. See, that's a nice gradation already, but it's not completely done. And if you want, you can add a little bit more black onto the brush and make the ends a bit darker, but still use very, very light motions as you go into the other color. Kind of like that. And then here's another trick that I do, is I take the brush that still has green on it and I blend it even more into the black, so it creates an even more seamless transition, like that. I think that's alright. And now how I did this cut crease over here, I use two different brushes. I use this very flat, thin, small brush, and I use this flat eyeliner brush. It's angled, as you can see. I dip that in the black, and I draw where I want the crease to go, like that. And dip a little bit more. I think that's good. And then I bring it a little bit more into the corner of my eye, but with very light motions, because I don't want it to be too black right here. Then I take another crease brush with the white and I just pat it onto this inner corner here, so just to set the white there. Now I take this flat small brush with the black and I go over that line that I just drew. I gently go back and forth a little bit until I reach the desired effect, pretty much. Also, this whole time, you should be looking at your other eye to make sure that this eye matches. And make sure the shapes are very similar. And then I slowly bring the color up into the white. And now what I do, this is very important, is I take this Ego Tools blending brush. I highly recommend these. I have one for black and I have one for colors. So I use this just to blend my black and tie it all together. So how I blend is I slowly move it back and forth until I think it's well blended and the shape I want is reached. See, I just blended that part there. Now I'm going to blend this area over here and move along that line that I just drew. Like that. And every time you use your blending brush, especially if you're going to use a new color, remember to wash this with dish soap and water and wait for it to dry, so that every time you apply your eyeshadow, it always gives you a clean area to work on. And now I'm going to take this crease brush with more black eyeshadow. I'm going to darken this area right here. That's what I did on the other eye. And I'm going to do the soft sweeping motions again to blend it into this white here. And sometimes I go in with my finger just to blend it a little bit more. And that's that. I actually think this part here needs a little more black because it needs to match this eye, so I'm just going to add a little bit more and blend it out really, really well. Another key to blending and getting your colors to look really good and well blended is to practice, of course, which is why I have days like this where I just sit at my makeup desk and I just play around with different looks and things like that so I can make my skills a little bit more strong. Now for the lower part of the eye, I'm going to line it with the Jumbo Eye Pencil again. And go a little bit under my waterline as well. Like that. Put that away. And now I go in with the crease brush, the white crease brush. I also have two of these, one for white and one for black. And then I pull this down. This can get a little dusty in your eye. And then you dab the white eyeshadow onto the milk just to set it. Because again, this stuff tends to crease, even though it's a very good base, but the faster you get the eyeshadow on it, the better. Now I'm going to use this little flat brush, and I'm going to put some black on that, and I'm going to trace along the bottom of the white that I just did. And connect it to this black part right here. Then I'm going to take the black blending brush that I just used and blend it ever so slightly down here until I feel like I'm happy with the way it looks. Sometimes I go back in and add more black and then blend it again, because it's all about building up the color. I'm trying to get a good shape. So I think that's good. See how that looks? Sorry the lighting isn't the best in here, guys, but I try my best. So that's how you blend eyeshadows, and I guess that's it for this tutorial. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any more questions that have to do with makeup, comment down below, and I'll be sure to take requests. So that's it for now. Bye, guys.